Yo, yo, yo. It is the best night of the week, Thursday night. I'm your boy, High Five Vega. This reverse polarity. I don't have any punny names for Dean, so we're just calling him out. The guy with the ZZ Top shirt
Damn.
who
You're on
knows
vacation
things
and you're
about
just getting
karate.
lazy.
Listen, man, listen. I did post a poll, though.
I know, that's better. That's better.
Listen, you get one or the other. You can't get both. It's,
I'll take the poll.
Yeah.
I'll hands down take the poll. I'm way happier with the poll. So
Yeah.
it's the crappy Dean puns and that end and I never get any sleep. I really would like to get some sleep. I'm not gonna lie. Like that would be ideal. But
Right.
hey,
Hey,
it happens.
it's not
Mr.
in the cards
Berg,
for
Mr.
you.
Berg. It seems that way. I mean, because even when I can get sleep, it's like I don't.
Yeah.
It's like I wake up. I'm like, oh.
Well, you're like the Tyrion of cardio. You do cardio and you know things. He drinks and he knows that. No, you run and you know things.
Yeah. Yeah, the running, I try to forget things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How's it going, man? Welcome back.
It's going good.
Yeah,
Going great. Yeah.
how's back to life, back to reality?
Yeah. Totally back. Spent all the money over the weekend and I was back to work. They're waiting for me, guns loaded.
I
Like,
know,
hey,
right?
you've been gone. We have things to tell you and things for you to do. Oh, great.
Isn't that great? Where they're just like, oh, we have some tea to spill.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And don't you ever wish, like, I wish when I went on vacation, like, the work that I'm supposed to do just got done. But no, it just gets put off until you get back. That's how work goes.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why we just closed the whole shop because it's like, I don't want to do your work. You don't want to do my work. I tell you what, we all need to get out of here. We'll just lock the doors.
Yeah.
So it's just click. I'm out.
That's what I need.
You can come back whenever you want, but I'll be back this day. Oh geez, yeah, earthquake. But yeah, no, it's funny. So we went to Disney Sunday because we went to ride that new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this from a design standpoint, like I wish I had Disney money to just like go like Disney Imagineers. Those guys are some of the most creative people on the planet. And for all you guys that are out there that like love custom, love building stuff, love to work with and build stuff, Disney, whether you love it or hate it, I don't really care, is one of the best places to go and get inspiration. And so is Universal. Like they're equal as far as that. But Disney seems to make some of the most incredible, just like pulling a rabbit out of a hat things that, you just sit there and you look around and you're like, how in the hell did they do that? I'm going to take a picture of that because I want to try to build that, and the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride is just like, it's just visually is amazing. Like I love going to see how they build stuff.
Right. Is it a coaster?
It's a roller coaster.
Okay.
But it's a themed roller coaster. So,
right.
It's I think that's the new move is that it's you have the ride before the ride before the ride. So they like move you through different queues, and Terry Crews is in it along with the guard, and it's like, why is Terry Crews here?
Why is Terry Crews?
Terry Crews, whatever.
Right. Was he doing the dance?
No, but he was funny. He was definitely the humor in it. But I will tell you this: I'm not a roller coaster guy. I do not like roller coasters. However, I will go on them just because, like this, like the Hagrid roller coaster at Universal is badass. It's like but it's an adventure roller coaster, so it's not just it's like Jesus, stop, but this and this is like, you know what, we're just not gonna stop. So there's a lot of shit going on, and you know it right away because like you get into this room and you enter this room and you're going this way, and as you go around the corner, all of a sudden you're doing this, and you're like, wait a minute, why is the car spinning? The car should not spin. Shit, the car spins. Oh my God, the car is going to spin. And you're just sitting there. while they're talking for an absorbent amount of time.
And they're basically loading you into a gun, ready to fire you off.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. There's somebody going.
Yeah.
Just twist the rubber band a little bit more.
Pulling the wheels back on the car. Yeah.
Yeah. And then click, 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 click. All right. Ready?
Bing.
Ah! And you just backwards. But because you figured out that the car spun, it's not like that's the only time it's going to spin. So now you're on this roller coaster and the car is spinning.
Oh, man.
To show you shit that's happening. So like, you're going around a circle where there's like a sun or something in the middle, and you're going roller coaster speed, but you're going this way, but you're facing this way, and you're just going, I'm gonna puke, I'm gonna die, then I'm puke and die, or die and puke. It's either way. The person to the left of me sucks to be you, because I'm just gonna go and it's just it's So Haley and I rode that, and we screamed, and we got off it, and we're like, man, that's great. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah. It's like the time traveler in Branson.
Yeah.
It's the roller coaster just literally spins the whole time you're on it. Like, no, pass.
No. So, but it's cool. It was fun. We had a good time. But then I wanted to go home. So
yeah. Like we done what we came to do. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's just, I think the world is ending. I think we're all pretty much out of time, because it's so hot everywhere.
It's hot.
It's just so hot everywhere, and it's like,
yeah.
So it's so cold in the winter, and then it's so hot in the summer. Guys, it's over. It's over.
Let's just quit.
We could all get a Sparked Innovation fan for our amplifiers, but I really don't think it's gonna matter.
It's stupid hot, man. It's stupid hot.
Yeah. It's all over. The game over. The world's gone to shit. But hey, we got car stereo, so
but pack it in.
Yeah. Did you go on a cruise? Did you go on like a boat? Something?
Oh, we went on a sail. I went on a sailboat, sir. I'm a sailor.
Okay, Popeye.
Yeah. No, we went on a sunset cruise. We'd done it last year and wanted to take the kids to check it out. Just basically, you're in the sound, so in between the ocean and the land, or the island and the land, and you're just cruising around checking out dolphins.
Nice.
Having a few cocktails if you want, some snacks, and it's at nighttime, so it's not so hot.
Yeah,
and it wasn't hot the whole time we were down there. It was like the highest it got was low 90s.
Oh,
so it wasn't ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's good.
It was a good time.
Oh gosh. All right, so
listen,
we're back at it.
Yeah, ground zero. Like I seen you do a ground zero amp board today.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of power for some mids.
Yeah.
It was like, what was it? Did you make sure that you set your gain right so you got all 165 watts for your tweeters?
Oh no, we set it to 0 dB. I mean, I was like, this thing's got power for days, man. But hey, the idea was simple, because like, here was the thought on that one. For those of you guys who didn't watch the grounds, we're giving it away too. We just don't know how yet. So if you didn't watch the Ground Zero car lab today, please watch it. It's like 35 minutes long, because what we did is normally we'll take those and we'll break those into smaller videos, which makes way more sense. And we'll probably do that from now on, because it took 2 days to edit that. But for this one, we were like, I just wanted to try and see how, if we were to take all three aspects of a product review and put them into one big video in the beginning, as opposed to in the end, which we could still do. I could break them into smaller pieces just so they're more searchable and stuff like that, which I might do. I don't know. But it was like, all right, here's the unboxing. Here's the dyno. Here's the next unboxing. Here's the dyno. Here's how we wire them up onto an amp board. And now we're getting them into the lab. And here's how we set them up and use all the features on the side of the amplifier. And this is how it sounds. So, it was a long shoot, and it was a long ass edit.
Yeah.
But we wanted to try it and just see. Plus, we wanted it off the board. I mean, to be honest with you, we wanted it We've
Right.
had the amps for like a couple months now, and it's like we're trying to clean house, as it were, because we have a lot of stuff we have to review, that we have obligations to do, and it's like we're just trying to, by the end of August, be caught up. And it sucks because the more we try to get caught up, the farther we get behind. And it's like, this
That's
sucks.
YouTube
And
life, man. It's like someone will contact you like, "Hey, would you want to try this out?" You're like, "I don't really have time, but I do want to try that out."
yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Well, I
Send
was
it.
like, JBL was like, "Hey man, are you gonna unbox those Arena X's?" And we're like, "Yes,
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
actually gonna do it next week."
I have news.
Oh, you picked it. You came in.
I picked one up.
Dude, they're the coolest.
We're gonna put them in the Trooper, not in the Trooper,
Yeah.
the Hyundai.
Actually, I get to put one in the 15th, I think. 15th and 16th. The rep has got one he wants us to put in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't got a chance
These are
to
awesome.
get into it yet, but it looks cool.
It's so easy and so fun.
I do have a question about it. So
Yeah.
it says the 7th and 8th channel can be linked to the bass knob.
Yes.
First of all, is the bass knob is it a bass boost bass knob, or is it a real gain bass knob?
It doesn't come with a bass knob. You have to buy it separately.
Right.
But it is just a regular volume control.
Good.
So
second question.
Yes.
If you actually use those channels for subs and not as an output, that bass knob will control 7 and 8 both, right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So the idea is that you'd have to go in an amp that has high level input, because it's not a line level output. It'll be an amplified output. So you have to have an amp that can take like up to 10 volts, which pretty much all of them can. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing in this car. We'll be using 1 through 6 to run separates and a rear, and then 7 and 8 out to a sub amp. But the sub amp we're going to be using will have its own bass knob.
Yeah.
So we'll just use that.
No need for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was funny because the rep was like, "Well, we can do this," and I was like, "Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that." Dean, are you going? Dean, are you still? Wait, what? Okay. Are you going? Oh God, I can't read right now.
Did I miss?
Nah, Dean, are you going to still do a build for Sue? Bobby. Yeah, actually, yes. But so we had a bunch of Audison stuff I bought to put in her car.
Right.
But that's gonna get put on hold, the Audison side of things. But we're not even she's gonna get something because we need to do something in her car for something else.
Right.
But that's we're in a holding pattern for that. So
right.
We're working a deal with somebody else on that whole thing. So
so you do the truffle shuffle. Truffle shuffle.
Right now we're doing the truffle shuffle. Plus we've been waiting for iData to come out with the Nissan interface, and they just did, which we actually filmed we filmed you guys will see it soon enough, so it won't matter. But they came out with a Nissan harness finally. So because she's got like multi-camera and there hasn't been a way to retain it, but now you can with the new iData Nissan harness. So but that's a whole nother headache. Dean, did you do anything with the Stang yet? I put gas in it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
You got that what was that system they used to put in the Fords? Monsoon?
Monsoon
sound.
No, it has no monsoon. No, not yet.
Oh
no.
Man.
No, I think right now the way it stands is the Mustang, if anything, will be next year.
Right.
Just because if we do we're trying to figure out what amplifiers we want, because I'm very particular. The amplifiers I put in are going to stay. So it's going to have some lab attributes to it. There's no doubt. But I think the lab side of my car will just be DSP, because I want specific amplifiers to go in there. Right. And there's like 3 that I'm toying around right now that are all really too expensive and really too big, but I don't care. So we're kind of at that point. So once we figure that out, then it'll be like, okay, we'll get it done.
Well, and I think that's where the Trooper's in that state as well, because it's a test lab for subwoofers and sub amps. But I have had So the Kenwood set, I have them in there. The set that's up here, the XR1603 HRs.
Yep.
Sound great, but for this build, I think that they're not going to like fit the need for this. Those are like a good sound quality set, but this build's just basically like a ground pound system with a lot of bass, and they're just
square.
Yeah. Didn't we already make fun of them for that last 2 weeks ago? Yeah. No, I definitely don't need the square, but I do think I still think I'm going to go back with the power, the Rockford Fosgate, not the power. I think it is the power series, the 6.5s.
Okay.
So I don't know yet. We might change out the Kenwoods are a little subtle for this kind of build. For like if sound quality was the goal, I think they're right up the alley there. But for loudness, I think that they're holding me back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally understand. To answer Stu's question there about you think the it's okay, the drought is not finally over. What we're being told by the manufacturer is that parts pop up and they go away. So what you're going to see is you're going to get like a bunch of radios and then none. So Wednesday, next Wednesday, we'll have Seth on from JVC Kenwood because a bunch of the radios that weren't supposed to come out for like a couple months came out early. So he wants to get on and tell us all about them. But he's like, they're out now. So you could buy these, but that doesn't mean that they're going like, that's it.
If like, you want them, get them now. It's like,
if you want them, get them now, because it's not like there's going to be more following it up. It's like, no, you got what you got.
Yeah, this is
You're going to have to wait till your turn comes back around. I heard was
going for the hard sale, and he's going for the hard sale with the square hits.
Let me tell you what you do. You're going to have to try really hard.
Yeah.
Square peg, round hole.
Well, I mean, just the fact, even if they weren't square, the fact that they're pro mids means that they're not for me. Even though I'm sitting here literally saying I want a louder speaker, but I don't want loud pro speakers. I want like louder regular speakers.
Yeah, I understand. Speaking of speakers, let's take a look at the poll.
The poll. So I had a question.
Yes.
The question is, you have 6 channels of amplification. All right, let's reverse it. You have 6 channels of amp for your speakers, not including the subwoofer. What is your setup preference for a SQ focused system? The 3 options are 3-way setup fully active, a 2-way component set active plus rear fill, or a coax with tweeter mid-range combo, mid bass in the door and rear fill.
Ooh. See, I think this is one of those questions where this is the difference between somebody that's heard a lot of stuff and somebody that's read a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the simple answer, like,
should I say where I'm leaning first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think like if you're going to like compete SP or SQ.
Does it say compete? It doesn't say.
Yeah,
it just says
but focus. Yeah, sound quality. If you're gonna like compete SQ or you're strictly SQ, that's all you care about, that would probably be the 3-way. But my preference would lean towards a component set, active in the front and rear fill in the back, because I like a little bit of ambiance.
Okay.
Where were you going?
I mean, I like the bottom 2.
Yeah,
I like the bottom 2 the best, and those are our most popular. Those are 2 most popular systems: the 2-way component set with rear, or the coaxial mid range. Like a set of Kenwood 6903s that has a 3.5 with the tweeter. That's actually could be bi-amped if you wanted it to. So technically, that speaker could be in a 3-way set, or could be in the coax mid range and a mid bass. So I mean. The only thing there is that term active. So a lot of the times, so there again, this is one of those, like, I've read a lot of stuff online and everybody tells me I need that. I'm going to do this. When it's like, maybe not. especially because like if your tweeter and your mid-range are mounted close enough together, like in a factory application, they're on the same channel. Like
Yeah.
a factory will build a passive crossover network that attenuates the tweeter and or choose the proper tweeter to attenuate itself, so that it balances with the mid-range.
Yeah.
So that's a really common application where the mid-range and the tweeter are on the same channel, because they'll couple together and create a nice sound. So, if I have a 3.5-inch coaxially mounted driver, whether it be active or passive, then I'm fine with that. I mean,
Oh yeah. I think
it's
people look past that too much. I mean, even me, like in the Hyundai itself, I've run a 3-way set, and
Yeah.
I just put a cap or a capacitor in between the tweeter and the mid, and use those on a single pair of channels, because they're right there together. You don't have, as long as your crossover's right and you're not crazy with it, they're going to be
well,
okay.
the mid-range is going to naturally roll off. Okay.
Right.
So that's one of those things where it's like, you have a natural roll-off point of the speaker. And if you pair them properly, then they'll lead right into one another. I mean, that's what most manufacturers are doing when they're picking these components, is that they're looking at the output, the frequency output charts. And it's like, okay, here's where this rolls off. All right, cool. Do we need to add a crossover there to make it faster, or can we just have this is where it rolls off? Okay, so we'll just add a crossover to the bottom of the tweeter, and they'll just blend together.
Right.
That happens a lot of the time. I mean, that's perfectly normal, but we get caught up in like what everybody else is doing. Oh, you gotta have a 3-way active set because that's like the coolest thing ever, and that's what everyone does. And oh my god, you have a coaxial. It's like, listen, a set of Illusion C3s, C3Xs or C3CX. That's an $800 set of speakers, people, for a 3.5.
Yeah,
a coaxially mounted 3.5.
And they call them coincidental, or what?
It is a coincidence.
Yeah, whatever.
No, you're right.
Yeah, coincidental
you got it
mounted.
right.
Yeah, something like that.
Be careful.
But
Don't say Tosh Link wrong, as I say it with an SH. And people lost their goddamn minds.
With the Tosh Link.
Yeah. Because I say Tosh Link, and it's like, there's no H. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't care. Like, why do you say it like that?
Yeah.
That's so wrong. Because I don't care.
Yeah, this is how I say it.
I can.
Like, why do people in the Northeast say "use guys"? Why do
guys.
people in the South say "y'all"? I mean, that's just the way they talk.
Hey, it's and if I want to add an H to something, by golly, I'm gonna add an H to something.
Right.
So, toss a coin to your witcher. Yep. So, anyways, I to me, when I design a system, it's like I look at the full big picture. So, like in my car, my tweeter is way the hell up here in the A pillar, and the mid range is down here. Like, it's a good 12 inches away from each other. To me, that needs to be active,
right?
Because that's way too far apart in order to perform properly. But in a lot of cars, they're right next to one another, and it's okay. Now in the Mustang, those two speakers are on the same channel because they have, they were like, no, they just roll off into one another, and they did a really good job. I mean, at low normal levels, the car sounds and blends well. Like it's not like it sucks. It sucks because it doesn't get like, and like my ears are bleeding, which is what 90% of the people want. So that's why it sucks. But at normal listening levels, my car just doesn't get loud. But I can appreciate what they've done with the basic speakers they put in there. It's not terrible.
When I think people get mixed up, I'm not saying this is everybody, but I know there's a group of people that they want to go active with their tweeter like it's a power gain for them or something, like it's going to be louder, when really, the only reason, in my opinion, you would really want to go active with your tweeter is control. Being 100%. being able to move the tweeter around separately from everything else. And just the control of it. That's the only reason I ever go active with a tweeter.
I mean, you're dealing with listen, most tweeters you're getting 2 octaves out of, maybe an octave and a half. Okay, that's it. You know, if you have a 3-way set, like the mid range is where it's at. You know?
Yeah. That's where all your music's coming from. You're just getting that little sparkle from the tweeter at that point.
Yeah, you know, it was funny when we had Brian's truck on.
Yeah.
When we listened to his Chevy, and then we listened directly after that, we went inside, listened to the gentleman's Challenger, Challenger.
Yeah. I remember the black one.
Yeah. Or whatever it is. And like the difference between the I think those are RS or ARCs RS, like the 3-way set and then the 2-way set. Man, it's this big. I mean, it's like there's just a small group of frequencies that you get with the 3-way, which is what's like, oh my God. But you know, when I was talking to Brian, I was like, dude, like this is your first 2-way set. What do you think? And he's like, man, you know, it's like I don't ever do this, but I could see why some people do this. But you know, to him, it's like those 3 frequencies that are not there are just like,
riding his crawl.
Right. But to 90% of the people, they would not be able to go, yeah, that's that.
Right.
No, it's not.
And for me, it's always like a matter of if you're going 3-way, you can get, if you're willing to put more power on your mid bass, you can get a little more out of your mid bass. I like that as a benefit, having it separated instead of doing like, I mean, I guess you could do that with your tweeter as well, but in that instance, you need to run your mid range up higher, and it's just
tweeters are only ever going to get a watt or 2.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is you can narrow the band of frequency you're using on your mid bass driver, and get a little more like full mid bass on it than if you ran it in a 2-way set.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, here's the thing that I feel like Brian is probably trying to hit home at is that if you go out and you buy all right, wrap your heads around these for a minute, guys. If you go out and you listen to a really high-end set of home speakers, I'm talking shit that costs the price of a car. All right. So some $50,000 home audio speakers. Guess what is inside of them?
Passive crossovers.
A big fucking passive crossover. Okay. The big fucking passive crossover. All right. The difference is that they have one plane that they're dealing with. So they can sit there and change caps and coils and change out drivers until they get the array sound that they're looking for. But it's still the same basic idea where you're dealing with caps and coils and resistors and you know, all that fun stuff to create a sound. But in car audio, when you say passive, we automatically just go, oh my God, oh, it's so dirty.
Yeah,
it's like, no, it's not. It's not.
I'm running passive right now. But the different, like you could design, if someone were to take the time, like say a car manufacturer and design a passive crossover network specifically for their speakers, specifically for the amp, specifically for this car, then you can make it great. But I think people are using the basically universal part.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that the small DSP amplifier has made that obsolete in a car.
Right.
You know, because, you know, when you look at like, okay, so if you got a car that has a 10 speaker stereo and you're trying to build a giant passive crossover network to power all this stuff, why? Like it doesn't make any sense. So from that perspective, yes, it makes way more sense to just go electronically, type in what you want, and everyone's hunky-dory. But I still feel people get all worked up about this, and it's like, oh my God, you know, like if this is what keeps you up at night and this is what you want to argue about, hey man, I'm going to sit in the corner, I'm going to drink something, probably a nice water, maybe some fruity stuff squirted inside of it, and just go, tell me more. No way.
Yeah. They got to check out the boxes, man.
Top off.
There's a list to be checked off. And
and trust me, every time somebody every time, the thing I love the most, it's like when somebody tells me something that I'm doing wrong or tells me something I should do it a different way. It's not that I don't listen. I totally do. Like every now and then someone will say, you should try this. And it's like, yeah, that's a really good idea. I should try that. I can't believe I didn't think about it, you know? But then again, the difference is that like, I've been doing this for a really long time, longer than a lot of people have been on the planet. And I'm of the mindset that I constantly want to make myself better and I want to find new ways to do everything. I am not happy where if I'm doing, it's like, if I got to like F-150s, like worked on one today, it's literally no brainer for us. It's like we look for problems to try new shit in the car because it's like, all right, this is what we got. What can we do different this time? And it was like, dude, we installed the F-150 that came in today. We installed the system in 2016, brand new when the truck came out. And it's now 6 years later. And he's like, I want to put a new radio in it. I'm like, okay. So we took out the LCQ1, but it was just neat to see like, this is what we did 6 years ago. And it's like, okay, so what's different? It's like, okay, well, you know, wire management is still wire management, but like now we don't use this stuff, or we changed this, or we have these, and we built this now. And it's like, so I'm always trying to push myself, even 30 years down the road, to do better. So when somebody says something, it's like, I've already done that. I did that. Okay, I've already done it, and I got something better. Or we know if that works or if it doesn't work because we've done it 20 times. Like when we did the best one for me was in the Porsche video, which had a 3-way set, by the way. And we took out a 4-way set to put in a 3-way set because the customer was like, I don't want this shit. And we're like, you got it. And we knew we could make it sound really good because, you know, it's like $10,000 for the speakers. You can make those sound good. But we made the baffles for the door. And everyone's sitting there telling me, oh, my God, you're stifling the back. And even someone goes, well, he's no PS PS audio. And I'm like, I've met the guy. He's a really nice guy. I'm not him. I'm taller. But I'm like, you know, please do that. I'm like, dude, it's been in the car for a month. We've already tuned it. We've already played it. We know what they sound like. And guess what? They sound incredible. The amount of bass that we get out of these door speakers, it would blow your mind. Like this guy is a mid-bassaholic. And at the end of the video, we actually filmed him because he came back and we finally put the subwoofer enclosure in. So we actually interview him. So once we get done with the whole Porsche video, you'll get to meet the customer and he can tell you how much he loves it. But we knew the speaker had to be firmly mounted into the door. And it was like, it's so even like I tell all my friends about it, like, read this, and they look and they go, Jesus Christ, man. Like, really? Like, it's like, guys, tell me more. Tell me more what I did wrong on this one. Because how many have you done? Okay. You know, we've done it wrong. Like Fernando today on Instagram was like, hey, listen, when you're doing this, don't do this. He was because he did it wrong. He did it wrong. The thing is that we work with stuff enough, we'll do it wrong to find out how to do it right. I mean, I like when people send me shit, they send me shit because they know I'm gonna break it. You know, because they want me to break it. Because I'm like, I'm just gonna just be like everyone else and just and then we figure it out from there. But
sometimes I think people make those comments just because they don't know what else to say, and they're like, "Well, I can add this. Maybe they haven't thought of this." But then like, you can tell the ones that are like that versus the ones that are saying you're no PS audio.
Yeah. Oh no, I love those guys. It's like, no, I'm not. I mean, that guy's great. I love Peter was awesome, man. He walked up behind me, scared the shit out of me. You know, and I'm like, I didn't know his name was Peter. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know his name was Peter.
I think he says it in a video. I didn't know that.
I don't watch enough of his videos to go. You know, hi, this is Peter from PS Audio. And I'd already met 5 Peters that trip, so I mean, I could have guessed because it's like I have German Peter, I have German Peter, I have Swiss Peter, I have British Peter, and now I have PS Audio Peter.
Isn't this like a meme? I think I've seen this meme. You're sitting on a couch, and then your 5 Peter's friends
walking
are behind you. You know, something like that. The dean in the middle.
It's pretty awesome. I was like, damn. Peter's great, and he's forgotten more than most. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. And trust me, he was, you know, dude, there's a lot of great guys, and this is a guy. You know, he does it for a living. I do it for a living. There's a lot of people that do it for a living, and it's like, you know, we this is what we do. I
mean, the people that do it for a living aren't saying you're no PS Audio. It's the people that don't do it for a living that are saying that. Because you're not like cardio guys that work in industry. I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm sure they're not going around saying, "Oh, well, you're no, you know, whoever they want to say."
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's good.
I just doubt that happens.
No, I mean, most of the time when the cardio guys get together, we got other problems we're discussing. You know, it's like, no, it's. Oh God,
can you believe this guy that came into the shop?
No, you know, the thing is like that usually doesn't come up in conversation a lot. I mean, no.
Let me work in cardio one day. I'm gonna have some complaints about customers.
Oh yeah, I mean but the thing is we don't want to think about that shit. You know, if you go to a knowledge, like when we get to go to a Knowledge Fest, it's or a Master Tech Expo or a Go Fast or anything where we're around like-minded individuals. This is all we do. This is why this show is so fun, because like you guys, you know, it's like everyone here is excited about car audio, so it makes it really fun to talk about car audio. The difference is the conversations change a little bit because now you're talking with somebody like yourself that like 5 to 6 days a week are just dealing with the same problems you're dealing with. Yeah. You know, so it's like, hey, did you see this? No, I haven't seen that. Tell me all about it. It's like, because you're trying to get that.
You know, Steve Mead.
No, I'm not. Really nice guy though. Really nice guy. A lot of people give him hate. Steve was one of the coolest guys we hung out with. Him and Fernando are buds, man. Those two guys chatted up all the time. I talked to Steve, not as much as Fernando, but he's always super cool, man. And like he's one of the most down to earth dudes. I remember we were in Washington, Haley and I, when we were in Washington Audio Control. We're up in the Space Needle, and Chris Bennett, when he worked for Audio Control, and Steve are like talking, FaceTiming on the phone, and Steve's like, you know, and he's trying to show Steve where we're at, and he's like, "Oh, Dean's here," and he's like, "Bro, you stole my friend. What are you doing with Chris?" And I'm like, "Bro, chill out, man." It's like, you know, he's like, "Man, that's not cool," and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. But Steve's a cool guy. I like him.
Yeah, I haven't really had much personal interaction with him, but he seems cool every time. I think they just give him a bad rap because he actually sticks up for himself on the internet, which most of us don't, because it's like, well, I'm not even going to get involved in this.
Yeah, you know? And he has to give zero fucks. I mean, really.
He's got zero tolerance for BS.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's so far down the road, it's like, go for it, bro.
Oh yeah, he's out there living his best life.
Oh, he is. He's totally doing it. Kudos to him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd all do it if we could.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to go into a shop and make big ass SMD meters for the game room? Like, I mean, have you seen that video?
No, did he make those for the game room?
Look, yeah, like the Diamore.
Yeah. The old needle things, dude, that you could make.
Huge. Yeah, huge. In there, where's pool room? I was like, oh, that's super dope.
That is cool. So one of the things about, so let's talk terms real quick for a minute. One of the things I love is when people say, I want a 3-way set. And you're like, okay, because I know what they mean. What they mean. But the reality is you don't want a 3-way set, you want a 4-way set. You know, because tweeter, mid-bass, sub is really what's happening here. When you look at a crossover, those are your crossovers. So when someone says I want a 3-way active set, it's like, all right, so you want a tweeter, mid-range, and subwoofer? I'm like, no. Oh, so you want a 4-way set? No, I want a 3-way set. All right, so you want a tweeter, you know, and that's when you're just trying to like, and the subwoofer actually counts. Bless you.
Yeah, I need the sub. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want a sub, you know, and then you just have fun with them.
Yeah, you just, you know, sneeze and throw your eyeball out.
Yeah, I saw that. It was just pop it back in.
I'm good. Gene.
But no, it's
Appreciate it.
actually everyone always forgets the subwoofer is one more piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Everyone just assumes the subwoofer is there to produce bass. If you guys follow Andy Waymeyer at all, he'll be the first one to tell you that no. The subwoofer does a much better job at producing low
Mid-bass.
frequencies than your mid bass driver is doing. So let the subwoofer do what it does and stop the mid bass a little higher than you might think. So, he'll cross his over and he'll be like, no, I'll just let the sub play up. And then he'll do his magic time alignment and EQ and all that crap. And, he's way happier doing that. And of course, he gets all kind of static for that thought process. But it's like, it's a valid point. It's like, listen, if the box is built right and tuned appropriately, it's going to play those higher frequencies that the mid bass is going to struggle with.
Yep.
So, it's like, oh, but then, he just gets like, because he knows too much and people, oh, this guy's an idiot. It's like,
well,
no, he's not.
It's like the little known secret that people, I think even my buddy Aaron Hardison, who's like judge SQ for so many years, he done a whole video on it. Like, hey, the best way to get mid bass, he's like, I know you guys don't want to hear this. You play your sub a little higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, it's true.
But so the confusing part in all of it is, and I say it all the time, car audio is all about compromise. So it's where are you willing to make the compromise? All right, because car audio is 100%. You got to figure out what you're trying to do. If all you want to do is be living loud and having fun, okay, then focus on that. And you're going to have holes, all right? But they might not be noticeable for what you're trying to do. If you're like, oh no, I want to go 100% SQ. Okay. I don't think so, but let's give it the old college try. And then you get in the car and you're like, oh, this sounds
like,
terrible.
where's my Eagles CD? Oh, I know we have some Spanish Harlem in here somewhere.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, all you guys, if you would have walked around Emma and sat in everybody's car and listened to that, and they were like, all right, are you ready? I'm totally ready.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, get comfortable. All right, lean back. Get your head in the position. All right, get ready. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Play. And I'm like, have you turned it on yet? Oh yeah. It's screaming at you. No, it's not. I can still talk to you like in my normal voice. Yeah. It's ramping up. Ramping up to what? Okay.
Yeah.
And to them that is perfectly normal. And yes, there's a lot of depth to the music. It's very well laid out in front of you, and it's very you guys would be like, holy shit, like, but it's not very loud. So I said to them, and it was always funny because they all laughed because I go, no, we play it louder, and like, oh, you like loudspeakers? I go, no. I'm not wearing basketball shorts. Do I look like I don't know? I don't like loud music, loudspeakers. I said, those guys over there, no, that's not my crowd. Y'all dancing with the wigs and the skirts and shit. No. I like this stuff. And they're like, oh, we don't play it like that. I go, yeah, I got that. You got 10,000 watts of power.
That's the funny part.
Whisper it.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. My buddy, he has like a 2,000 watt amp for a subwoofer. Class AB too. It's not even Class D. It's a big one.
Oh my god! Yeah.
And I have to clown him, man, because I was like, "Are you playing this sub right now?" Yeah, man, it's on. I was like, give me the sauce, man. Like, lay it out, pour the gravy.
Give me the 5 o'clock driving home. Got a headache. Want to hear some shit?
Right.
It's playing, bro.
Yeah. So I clown him, but it can get down. He doesn't play it like that a lot, so
no,
I gotta egg him on.
The thing. This is a funny one. But we start everything at 80 hertz. Everything starts at 80 hertz, and then it goes up and down from there depending on what we need. So mid bass to subwoofer always starts at 80 hertz, and we'll move it whichever way we need to do. But we just need a starting point, so that's a good starting point. So this guy comes in this week, and he's like, "Hey, man, I think we talked about it on Instagram on Monday." And he's like, I didn't like bass when I was younger, but I'm older now and I like bass. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, what's in here now? And he goes, I have the kicker little 8-inch thing. And I go, I got to hear this. So we went out there and I was like, oh, damn. Like, it was no joke. I was like, shit, yeah, you're pounding the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's impressive. And, because some of these guys, like these older gentlemen, like, that's a shit ton of bass.
Right.
I would not be happy with it, but I was impressed. I was like, damn, that isn't. And they have a 10-inch now. And I was like, wow, I'm sure the 10 is no slouch. But, he had it mounted really well, and it was able to do what it needed to do. And I was like, damn, that sounds good. And I said, do you want more than that? He goes, yeah. And I said, okay, that's easy enough. But it's becoming a trend now. It's like these older gentlemen will come in and be like, I just need some bass. And I'm like, all right, well, we put it. No, I don't want to do that. I'm like, all right, well, what are you thinking? He's like, I just need a little bit more than what I have. And I was like, all right, so we go listen. And he's like, see this? He goes, yeah, this is enough. It's just, I need a little bit more. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, sure, we can do this. Like, we can fit this 8 behind your seat, and it'll give you a little bit more. And if it's not enough, then we'll have to put something under the seat. He goes, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, okay. And you get in there and they're like, oh my God, Jesus, do you hear that? No, I don't.
No.
And not at all. And they're like, that is the shit. And you're like,
it's a jam.
Yeah.
Funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
high fives.
If they're happy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, sure, man. Kicker key or key 501 on an 8-inch subwoofer. Oh yeah, why not?
Well,
they love it.
Yeah, that's like my plan with this amp is to right now there's no sub in the Hyundai, but I want to use the 7/8 channel on a dual 2-ohm sub free air. So it's not going to be like a sub.
Yeah.
It's going to be filling that mid bass frequency in.
Yeah.
More, but
and that'll work because you don't need an amp for that. You can just use that.
Right. And then I have the whole system. But have you used that Audio Frog 8-inch?
No,
I've like used $350, but it looks dope. That's the one I'm
sure
eyeballing. That's the one I'm eyeballing.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Andy doesn't make anything that sucks. Okay. Yeah. If yes, I know Andy pretty better than most, but he is really particular about everything. Like really, really particular. And so he's not going to make something that sucks at all.
Right.
It's not in his nature to do it. He can't. He loves what he does way too much to go like, yeah, I'm going to settle. No, you're not.
Right.
Like when he came out with the mid bass 8-inch, like he was showing me the prototype and he's like, yeah, man, it's almost done. I got it about where I want it. And, he was so excited. And it's like, to me, as on the I'm in the aisle and he's telling me how excited he is about it, and it's like that's what I want to see when I talk to a vendor partner or manufacturers. Like I want to hear them excited about what they got going on, because nothing sucks worse than going to somebody and they're that's supposed to be selling you this stuff and go, so what's new? And they're like, we changed the color of the box. What? Yeah, we really didn't do anything new. Why? I don't know. Just not feeling it, bro. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Because once they stop caring, then it's over. Then it's over. And it's like when you talk to these guys and they're so like when you talk to somebody that works with somebody else, because they're partners kind of, and it's like, yeah, they don't want to work on this anymore, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah, they're just done with it. And it's like, well, that's fucking stupid. Can we buy it from them? Like, can we just buy it from them and we'll pay for this shit? And they're like, I mean, we'd like to, but no. And you're like, God damn it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? To make bass, you got to move air. How much air can a driver move?
They can move a lot depending on which one you have.
Yeah, I was going to say, all right. Let's look at that for a minute. Okay, because I'm 100% agree. Like, you got to take up space to make bass. You got to move air to make bass. Okay, and no. Okay.
Well, that was in the 90s. We like nowadays. It's all you can make that difference up with motor force, with excursion.
Yep.
You know, you're moving air in
And
different ways.
just shifting the frequency band.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing. It's like playing other frequencies louder, give you the perception of deeper, louder bass.
Yeah.
And a prime example of that is that dumbass JBL boombox that we got to deal with that had a subwoofer that was this big.
Right.
And as a Bluetooth speaker, we mounted it. We literally set it. It was a boombox, like a 1980s boombox. Put it in the back of Fernando's car, put it in subwoofer mode, and Jesus Christ came down, touched it, and said, "You will make bass."
Yeah.
And I was like, "There's no fucking way this will make bass." And we had to call everybody we know to come hear this thing make bass because it fucking rocked. And you know, and so yeah, I get it. I get it, but they can do it.
Yeah.
You know, go to Target and listen to one of those little tiny Bluetooth things.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you're like, how the hell is that doing that? It does it. So they figured it out. I just, you know, I'm with you. I need a 12. I need a big ported enclosure. I need to move a shit ton of air. But no, I don't actually have to, apparently. So
No.
you know, I mean,
Well,
dude, the 6.5, the ported 6.5 that we put in Fernando's car from ground zero. It's like a freaking, it's like 2 shoe boxes big.
Yeah, I've got a little 6.5 box sitting right over here that's done over 130 decibels in a Suburban. So that's
loud doesn't mean good, correct? Loud doesn't mean
definitely
good.
Oh yeah.
You know, but at 130 dB, or even 120 dB, like if you can get 120 dB out of a sub with the rest of the system playing in balance to it, you're gonna have a spectacular sounding system.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's no quad box.
No. And once you get up over 140 decibels, you're in a different category. You're no longer trying to just sound good. You're trying to get your front stage to keep up, or your mids, whatever you want to call it, to keep up with that loud box. So
Which is the best thing ever.
You cross the threshold of like a technically good sounding system.
You move on to full stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun. So when I had a system years ago that had 4 10s in it. It was 2 7x10s. So Kenwood used to make a 7x10. It was 2 7x10s, 2 4.5 inch that I fit up in the dash of my Ram, and then 4 10s.
Yeah.
There was 400 watts a piece going to the 7x10s.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was a resistor in line to change the ohm load of the 4.5s because they were just too loud. So and there again, this was a long time ago. And then there was, I don't know, 2,000 watts of old power, you know, old AB shit going to these 410s, and you know, you'd ride with the fucker down. But you know, I just would like to, you know, when the asshole kids would, you know, oh man, fucking.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Just, you know, which is what, yeah. So I mean, even when Haley had the quad box, you know,
oh yeah,
we'd roll up in the parking lot, and all these these assholes, all these young whippersnappers over there would be like,
what's going on?
And I'd be like, watch this, Haley. She'd be like, don't do it, Dad. I'm like, yeah, because I'm in the passenger seat. What do I care? And I'd just be like, grab that knob and just, you know, and just the whole car would start. She'd just be like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm like, everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, they're looking. They can hear you.
They can hear you. Everyone can hear us. The plaza's vibrating.
Did you see the picture I posted of the trooper's mirror half falling off?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I put the, what's it called? The SoundCube U3000, little 3,000 watt amp. One that Derek tested in the trooper. I was like, I was going to buy it. He's like, no, I already got it. Like, I'm not going to keep this amp here. So I put it in there. I was like, okay, I got a 12 in a box, a Savard Wrap 12. I threw it in there, and I wanted to wire everything up, and I wired up Mr. Berg's wireless bass knob.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool, because I wanted to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And I left that dude up too much, in the beginning when I'm going, and let me tell you, I have a suction cup rear view mirror because the factory trooper one, just driving it would rattle, so it got on my nerves.
Yeah.
So that almost fell off. The mirror came loose from the holder. It's a motorized mirror, and it was just hanging like this. I was like, "Whoa,
Dang,
Trooper's
bro.
not built. Trooper's not built for this."
No.
I don't know how loud it was. I mean, I didn't. It was pretty intense, though. I was surprised. Shocked me.
I was fine with the 2400.1 on it.
Yeah.
But once we put the 5K from Sound Digital on it, no.
You crossed the line.
It crossed the line big time.
Yeah.
Like I was like, ooh, okay, nope, we're done. No, because
Yeah.
that just got like that took it to a whole nother level. That was the difference between amateur and
professional. Yeah.
I need to wall off the roof or something like that. Because
dude, it's so easy to go full Basshead. I'm telling you, this is what I'm like. You know what? These Kenwood speakers ain't gonna cut it for this application because this thing's like a freaking gorilla in the back of the trooper, and I've got some really nice
CS,
sound.
man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's gonna be switched up. It's gonna be switched up.
Slap some cheap CS in there and just be like,
that's fun.
They're still one of the best value in town, man, for like just some inexpensive, like really good sounding speakers.
I bought the KS. I was gonna try to fit them in the rear pillars.
Yeah.
Man, they were just like barely too big. So I ended up having to send those back. So we're gonna try something else. Actually, I've got. You want to see what full Basshead looks like?
Oh wow, look at that. That's a 5 1/4.
Yep.
That's way too big of a magnet. That doesn't fit in anything.
It'll fit in these towers because the way that they're shaped. As long as this will fit, there's like I can stick my whole arm back there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hate that type of terminal on a speaker. Like I hate that. Oh, I hate that on a driver. To me that is the dumbest thing ever to put on a speaker like that.
I haven't had many like that.
No, there aren't, but it's fine. Like if it's going in a cabinet, but in a car, that's just stupid.
Yeah,
you know, because I want a nice soldered or nice, good hard turn. I don't want to squeeze. I don't want something that has to rely on a spring.
Yeah,
and a door that's big and.
Yeah, that magnet's heavy. I might have to do some.
It's gigantic
on the thing.
Yeah, but so here's the bad part. You got a big heavy motor structure. It's going to be hard to move.
Yeah.
You got 25 watts. You want to go the other way. You want a smaller magnet.
Right.
Because then you'll get more sound.
But. This is 95 dB sensitive.
So that's a crappy magnet.
I don't even know if it's all. A lot of it's the boot, but it's big. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, it's all magnet.
I wanted to test these out and.
You know what it is. You know what it is. It's a big magnet. There again.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. This is a guess. It's a big magnet, and for the appeal, but very little of it is actually getting to the gap.
Like the Goss is weak.
Yeah.
It could be.
Like, look, we got this giant magnet on it, and there's no focus point. There's nothing happening there.
We'll see. I don't think those are the final solution, but I want to try them back there to see, just to see what they do. Because I was wanting to try them, you know. So
just put some Hertz DGs.
I got some in there, and they suck.
I know, but they're loud.
Yeah, but they sound so bad.
I know.
I have a feeling that these are going to sound much better than those. I could be wrong. Who knows?
Get some, dude. Get a. I still would get a set of CS. Haven't you had CS in there at one point?
Yeah, the 6.5s in the rear, and they were the coax because that's what I could fit in there. But the KS won't fit, which is weird.
Yeah,
I guess it's only meant for like a 4-inch, but if you look at the 4-inch, like the Hertz in there, I have to use the extenders to cover up that hole, and I was like, I don't like this. I put them in there. I didn't like them from word go. So
yeah. Oh, you know what also is set of the R1s from Rockford.
Is that
The
the
R1
expensive ones or the
No, those are the
primes?
cheap ones.
The primes.
The primes.
That's
R1
what
Prime.
I have. Those in the rear door of the Trooper, or
Yeah.
not the Trooper, the Hyundai.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not
nice.
bad. Yeah, they're
No,
not bad.
they're nice.
Yeah.
I like the 4 and the 5 1/4 that have the tweeter in the center. You know, a higher end version of that is the Audison Prima.
Awesome Prima.
Yeah, so the Prima is a better version of that motor, that construction.
Yeah.
It's way nicer, but for like, you know, $70, the R1s are pretty solid.
Right. And Rockford might be the final solution for the rear towers because they're probably going to be in the front. I already have the power set that I could put back in there, and we'll see. The kicker key may come out. We'll see, depending on how much power I want to put on them.
It's nice to know you have all this time to change systems in the one car.
Yeah, man. Got all the time. I got 0 time. I just got to not do nothing else.
There you go. There you go. Well, that was the show.
That was it.
It's a serious show. Very serious show.
Super serious. We talked about 3-ways and coaxials and
making booties shake.
Yeah.
Gotta make booties shake. Hey guys, we do another show after this that is more movie centric. Has nothing to do with car audio. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's weird.
If you guys are interested in that, we're going to be talking about The Gray Man.
The Gray Man.
That show is SciJag, and he put a link in the comments.
Links
So
in the
if you're
description.
interested in hanging out with us and talking about candy corn and badass movies.
Yeah. And things we also hate about not car audio. Other hates outside of car audio.
Yeah, I know. There's life outside of car audio. I find it very strange.
It's strange. It's very weird. I don't know how to handle it.
But that's it for tonight, guys. This is the Hi-Fi Vega Network, and you've just witnessed Rob do amazing things.
You just got punked.